Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Feed Me Friday. My goodness, it has been one crazy week, and today it's only Wednesday. um, so let's see, what can I tell you? So my oldest daughter and I have been helping out with our local fair. We do volunteering like every year, and it is a lot of fun. We get to meet a lot of interesting people. We get to see a lot of cool arts and crafts. And this year, I decided that I would make a group exhibit for our Facebook group, Conquering Diabetes. And the thing is, I thought, you know what, I wanted to put my mom's journey up there because there's so many people who don't know that you can reverse, say I use the word reverse, and then someone's gonna be like, you can't reverse diabetes. Okay. So let's reword that a bit. So we got my mom's blood sugar numbers under control and off her medicine, and her A1C is currently 4.7. And I wanted to share this with people because there's a lot of people who don't know that you can have this kind of success with diabetes. So I set up the display. Actually, I had this idea even before the fair. I'm like, you know what? It'd be a good idea if I could have some conversations with people, at, let's say, before or after they see the display, right? And I thought I could have a table set up and I would be giving out, like information, give people like the food list and stuff like that. So I was trying to brainstorm and see what I could do, and I was asking my husband about it, and he's like, you think about when you're at the fair, he's like, what if you were walking past a stall, what would draw you in? And I'm like, miniatures. If I saw miniature anything, that would like draw me in to take a look. And he's like nodding his head. So then we were talking, and I can't remember if he said like make something like kind of like a game or something like that. So that's what I did. I made up a game where I have like all these drawings of food, and the game is you put the food. If it raises your blood sugar, you put it in the avoid section. Then there's a caution section, and then there's a safe food section. And oh my goodness, I've had so many people play this game, and they had so much fun. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, everyone of course thinks oats are fine, and I'm like, nope. It's funny because as they're putting the oats in the safe section, I'm picking it back up and putting it over in the avoid, and they're like, wait, oats are bad? And I'm like, well, if you have diabetes, yes. I said, because it does raise the blood sugar. So that has been so much fun, and I've had so many great conversations with people, because the thing is, it's like no one knows, and everyone is everyone's like, well, cholesterol will get you. And I'm like, actually, cholesterol is the Band-Aid. I said, high blood sugar is causing damage, and cholesterol is trying to repair the damage. So I said, that's why cholesterol is running high in the system. There was one woman I talked to who, she follows like some of the same people I do. So she knew, what was going on. Her cholesterol was like, what'd she say, 500? And she's like, I'm done with doctors though. She's like, she feels good. She's doing well. So it was like, why go back? And, that's kind of how I feel for myself. I wouldn't tell other people to do this. This is just me. Last time I got checked, the only thing that was high was my cholesterol, but it wasn't insanely high. It was like 250, 270. But the thing is, I'm like, okay, I felt terrible when my cholesterol was in normal range. I feel great, and my LDL is up. I'm not worried about it. So, let's see what else I want to say. A lot of people were saying how much it was a very effective thing, and it was very informative. And I'm like, oh, good, that's what I want it to be. So it's giving me some ideas. We have a recreation center. That's where we actually have our table tennis club, but they'll do like these health fairs. And I thought, you know what? Next time they do a health fair, I'm going to set this up. I only had one person who disagreed. Well, they agreed about things raising your blood sugar, but they didn't agree with me that you don't need carbs. So there was a point there that we were going back and forth a little bit about, but that was fine. She was a very nice woman. Everyone who's stopped to talk to me has been very, very nice and very friendly, and it's been wonderful. I just having a great time. So we're doing it like every night this week. And then, yeah, let's see. I've got 4 more days and then that's it. But anyway, my daughter keeps coming with me. She's hanging out with me, like moral support and stuff. Here's something funny that I want to say. So I always grew up, I was very, very shy. Oh my word. I couldn't hardly talk to other kids. Like, I would tell my younger brother, go ask that kid if they want to be my friend. So that was me growing up, and it didn't help. Like, we moved out to South Dakota when I was 10, and we were moving from the South to South Dakota, and everyone was making fun of me because of my accent and stuff. So I, didn't like to talk very much. I tried to change so that I wouldn't have a Southern accent anymore. And I always struggled talking to people. And it's funny because it's like I had never heard the term introvert. It was always, shy, whatever. So anyway, I become an adult, hear about the word introvert, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I am. I'm introverted. But I had been praying, so my middle daughter, KK, has struggled with the same thing. And I used to make excuses, when I would see her struggling to talk to someone, I'm like, oh, she's shy. And I would kind of let her off the hook with that. And then one day I realized that I was not helping her by giving her that excuse to, oh, well, you're shy, so you don't have to try. It's like, no, if people look at you and see your death face, they're going to think that you hate them. And I call it the death face because it's a struggle even to smile. If you struggle with being an introvert, sometimes it's a struggle to even smile at people. And so, I was trying to teach her, I'm like, at least smile. She's like, I can't, it's too hard. And I'm like, no, you can, because you don't want people to think that you're mad at them. She's like, but I'm not mad at them. I said, they'll never know if you're looking at them with that face. I gotta wash my hands and get my coffee. I'll be right back. Still doing the clean eating challenge. This is Cafe Bucella coffee. It's pretty strong. So I actually have about 4 tablespoons of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons butter, a couple dashes of salt, and a scoop of collagen. So anyway, I always hoped that other people would make an effort with me to try to get to know me, because it was just so hard talking to people. But when I was in my early 30s, we started a table tennis club, and that was when I really started trying to work on myself, because I'm like, I can't expect KK to make an effort and try to talk to people if I can't do it. So in order to set that example, that's what I started doing. And, I'm praying about it. I'm like asking God, it's like, well, help me figure this out. Help me to overcome this. And he did. And I mean, it wasn't easy. I was always hoping I wouldn't have to talk to someone at the club. So I was hoping someone else would step up and do it. But I learned that a smile goes a long way. I learned that talking to other people goes a long way. The Bible says to have friends, you must be friendly. And yeah, that's the long and short of it. So anyway, it was kind of funny because I think it was maybe a year ago, I said I was not going to say that I was introverted anymore. I was done with that descriptor, because when I would tell people that I was introverted, they would never believe me anyway, because I would, I was so friendly and outgoing, but it's like, you don't know how hard I try to be friendly and outgoing. So anyway, I'm living proof that being an introverted can be overcome. My mom was saying how she remembered me, I'd be standing next to a guy. Guys were, oh my word, they were really hard to talk to. I'd be standing next to a guy and I couldn't even hardly lift my eyes to talk to him. So yeah, it was pretty bad. But anyway, all of that to say that if I hadn't ever tried to overcome it, if I hadn't ever made that effort, I would not be able to have a table set up asking people as they walk past me, would you like to play a game? So this is very exciting. I'm having a blast doing it. I'm enjoying talking to the people. Everybody, like I said, everyone's been very friendly. It's very interesting, and it's a good time. And yeah, makes me wonder what I can do down the road. So for anyone who's new, I like to weigh out about 100 grams of food. Actually, I'll do 110 grams before I cook it because I know about 10 grams of liquid evaporates. I'm down to about 95 at this point, so I'm going to add a little more butter. You saw too, I put fat in the pan first because I like that to get nice and crispy. And then the steak, I will make up a giant batch of steak every couple months and grill it and then throw it in the freezer. And I happen to like my steak well done. I think it tastes delicious. And I also make scrambled eggs up ahead of time. That's the yellow there, cheesy scrambled eggs. And this way I have a fairly quick breakfast to throw together. And let me see, I think that's all I want to say. Quick update on Faith. She's doing all right. We did talk to the doctor the other day, and she wants to try her on a medicine that will hopefully help empty her stomach faster. Now, that might not start working for 2 weeks, and she just started it yesterday, so we'll see how that goes. And they want to do a stool test to see if she's got Crohn's. She doesn't think she has Crohn's, but it's just to rule it out. And then once we get the Crohn's test back, once we see how this medicine works, then we can decide what the next step is. There is another test that they can do, but like I said, we'll see. She's hoping for no more tests. She'd like them to just like point at her and say it's this thing, but I don't think it's going to go that way. Anyway, thank you everyone for your continued prayers. I really, really appreciate it. So lunch is some shrimp Alfredo that I just made. I can post a link to the recipe down below. And some coffee. This one is Death Wish coffee. I think it's the dark or medium roast. I can't remember which one. But 2 tablespoons of butter, some heavy cream. I don't know how much because I was kind of using the coffee to rinse out another container, if that makes any kind of sense. The thing is that the fat gets like, it globs up at the mouth of the container, so you have to use a hot liquid. So I use the coffee to melt the fat and put it in there. I also added some cinnamon vanilla salt to this that my mom just got for me. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. This is the brand. It's just cinnamon and vanilla. Hang on, let's see. There. No. Sea salt, cinnamon, and vanilla. And then this one is espresso salt, sea salt, and ground espresso beans. I love this. And then this is a different one. This is just vanilla bean salt. It's sea salt and Tahitian vanilla beans. So I've been using these in my coffee. I also add them when I make the condensed heavy cream. So yeah, these are very good. I keep forgetting to say that I'm having bites of this thing because this was something new that I made today. It was cream cheese, and I melted it with some heavy cream and mixed in some of those salts I was showing you earlier. And then I added in like a couple tablespoons of butter. I don't have amounts on this. It was just, let me think. I'm going to say it was maybe 3 ounces of cream cheese and maybe, I don't know. What does that look like? Maybe a cup? Could have been a cup of heavy cream. I don't know. Anyway, it's really good. Oh my word. Yum. I've had like maybe 4 bites of it throughout the day. This isn't dinner. I do need to eat something because we're about ready to head out to the fair and my stomach was not so great this afternoon. Hormones, man. Anyway, I will show you in a second though what I do plan on eating for dinner. So here's dinner. This is just some cold steak and some salted sour cream. I just want something quick and easy that I can eat before I head out the door. That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. This video is brought to you by my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, who has everything you need and nothing you don't. Bye-bye.